This is a look at my camera jib that I made from Home Depot and Lowe's parts. You can do this for about 40 or 50 bucks depending on where you get all your stuff from. And that's including the tripod and the weights, the aluminum parts and the hardware. And I got this idea from OliviaTech. She has a video that's pretty popular that shows how they made one of these camera jibs real cheap. And I saw it and it looked awesome, and I made one myself and it turned out really good. And I've even used it on a couple car shows already, and I'll show you test footage of that at the end of this video. And real quick, it's pretty simple. It's just 3/4 inch aluminum tubing. This is a 3-foot length here on the bottom, and then a 4-foot length on the top. And then I have some angles right here that I cut with a hacksaw. And as you can see, I use lock nuts on everything so they don't come off. And then I also use nylon washers to make the interfacing metal parts move smoothly, so there's no creaking or scratching sounds. And then I still got to work on the mounting setup here on the tripod. For now, I just have a PVC pipe coming up the middle, but I'm going to go ahead and get some kind of bearing and quick release plate for this later. But for now, that's just enough to get the job done. And then you can see the weights. These are just $1. I paid like $1 for each of these 2.5 pound weights. And they're just attached with a bolt going through and some fender washers and a wing nut in the back. And that's just a cheap $5 tripod that I got at the Goodwill also. And then up here, I cannibalized an old tripod to take this head off. If you look at the other video on OliviaTech and other videos, they just have the camera mounted directly to this plate up here, which is cool. But you know, what if you wanted to angle your camera down or angle it up and things like that? You could really level it out and get it basically perfect. So this setup here works out a lot better for me. And what's nice about this is when you have the bar located on the top, you can actually extend this all the way. If you put the weights on the top part instead of the bottom, it frees up this space here to get really close to the tripod, and you can literally have this thing extended all the way up past 6 feet. That's probably 6.5 feet right there. You know, I'm 5'9", and then obviously, you know, that's pretty high. You can get over a crowd right there. That's pretty cool. And then you can jib the arm all the way down to almost ground level. And of course, if you want to get on the ground, you can build a shelf out here to make the camera start right on the ground if you wanted to. Just drill some holes and put an L-shaped bracket if you wanted to do that. Or you can lower the legs down. So there's a lot of possibilities with this thing. And then you can tilt it up, as you can see there. And it takes some practice. I had to do this probably a few times before I really got my shots nice and smooth and got the angles that I wanted and the frame shots that I wanted. But I've found that the easiest way to control this thing is to hold it here in the front and then control the camera right here from the front. That's the way you can control it the best. I wouldn't move it from the back. If you moved it from the back, it kind of moves around way too much. Everything is magnified up here in the front. And I also have some wing nuts here too, so you can tighten it. So if you wanted to create drag, you can make this a lot tighter. All right, so let's take a look at some test footage that I took at a car show.